How about I just show you guys a quick demo instead?
How about I show you?
How about? Hello everyone, I'm Humza Khatri, Software Architect at Astera. And with me is Ayesha Amjad, AI Product Manager, and Hasham Qazi, AI Product Specialist. So we are a data management company. So what kind of long-term business challenges did you guys face to move into the AI space and build the AI Agent Builder?
Okay. So we wanted to implement AI into our own system, right? And this is last year. And we went on a lookout in the market because we wanted to look for a framework that helps us build that AI and implement it into our system. We couldn't find a framework like that, right? And we thought, hey, we're a software company, we build software, right? So why not just build an AI framework for ourselves to integrate with our own product? And while we were building it, we also realized that if we are looking for this kind of software and framework, I'm pretty sure there are other individuals and of course companies who are looking for who might have a similar challenge, right? And so why not just build a solid framework that not just helps us but also companies and individuals in the market who really want to leverage this AI. So I guess that's where it started off for us, and we are well into that space where we want to launch this product for everyone to use.
So how does this fit into Astera's broader strategic vision?
Okay, so we want to build an application that is completely AI driven. That's our eventual goal, right? That's our vision. In which our users who have been using our platform as a no code platform, they are creating flows and all of these data management pipelines via point and click. We want them to simply interact with our framework via natural language. That's it. So our idea is that they go to our chat window, they type something, and we should be just alone with that conversation. We should be able to build entire data models, data pipelines, orchestrate workflows for them. So that is our eventual vision. We want to be completely an AI driven platform.
That sounds amazing, talking to the chatbot and doing things, performing actions on the product. So can you go into a little bit of detail into how it will solve some of the customers' pain points?
Okay, so there are quite a lot of pain points if we talk about. I guess one of the first things is that not just for our own customers who have been using our product, and they would be able to create a lot of flows that still takes them a few hours to maybe down to it still takes them, let's say, a few days to down to a few hours. So that's of course one of the challenge, but that's particularly to those customers who are currently using our product or who will continue using our product. But of course there are new customers who wants to, let's say, build AI agents. One of the challenges that persist and that I've been seeing throughout everyone talking about it is the ability to connect to various data sources. When we build agents, especially agents that are production level agents, you would want to give those agents access to as many data sources as possible, right? And that could be via data models, data warehouses, APIs, and you name it, right? Different CRM systems and healthcare systems. And so when we go into, for example, a platform like Python, and I'm pretty sure Hasham can dive deeper into that, but when we go into a platform like Python, it's very strong, no doubt. It's a very powerful framework. But creating and deploying enterprise level applications, especially integrating AI into that and then integrating it with several data sources, that is a huge challenge in itself. I'm pretty sure Hasham can shed more light into
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was building my agents, I had that problem too. I wanted to work with EDI sources, but there's not really too many good libraries to be able to do that. So that was a certain challenge that I was facing. And I'm also kind of like a visual person, so I like to see what I'm building. I can code. I have gigantic notebooks on my laptop, but it does not give me the bigger picture, the entire view of what I'm building. So I think Astera, the AI agent builder, kind of fixes that problem for me as well.
There are also the ability to test your agents, right? That is pretty much missing from let's say if we talk about Python frameworks. Again, as I said, it's very powerful. A lot of the libraries that we currently use are also based on Python. But when you talk about testing your agents in real time as well as at design time, we need to give the ability to, as I said, not just sources but also, hey, this is how my input is data going to look like, and this is how I'm expecting the output to look like, and can you help me optimize those problems? So all those kind of things. So the ability to test your agents in design time as well as inculcate that learning, let's say, in real time, that is something that was another challenge that Hasham and observed.
So that is really, really powerful. Building AI agents, that has been really, really powerful in the market we've seen. But bringing it to the next level, and attaching those data sources like you talked about, EDI and other connectors that we have, connecting those is gonna make it really that much more powerful. And then on top of that, we can even test the agents themselves, and improving those prompts incrementally and seeing those results. That makes it much more powerful and much more robust products for our customers.
And we're also not building just one types of agents, right? We can build conversational agents, we can build AI automated agents, so like task oriented agents. Uh, so I think we are building a very good MCP tool as well. So the ability to be able to do function calling, tool calling, all of that. So these are all very different kinds of agents, and to be able to build all of those in like a simple manner visually, that is a very big plus point for me.
Yeah, so building AI agents using the visual diagram, that's definitely really powerful. And after that, on top of that, you can also add MCP tools, and that puts LLM right front and center and gives it the control over the complete flow. And also the smartness is also in the LLM itself. So complete control is with the LLM, and you can do a lot more. Also integrating third party MCP servers is also really, really powerful. So that makes AI Agent Builder really the key tool that companies will really, really love.
I'd say instead of forcing the LLM to do something, it kind of becomes like a co-pilot for you to be able to do everything else.
Definitely, yeah. You don't have to think of the logic through when you're building the AI agent. You put LLM in control, and depending on the user's input, it will decide what it wants
I
to
think
do.
in addition to that, if you ask me, I would say there are two kinds of agents that users can build, right? An agent in which you need to have a kind of a flow, meaning that hey, the agent needs to guide the user along. That hey, this is step one, this is step two. There are going to be some switch conditions. There are going to be some additional conditions, looping. So there are going to be those kind of agents where you really need a visual diagram to walk them through, right? And then there are going to be those kind of agents in which the conversation can take any turn, in which you cannot actually predict, or there are going to be so many different patterns of conversation that's going to be difficult for the builder itself, the agent builder, to exactly predict and have multiple conditions and switches. That is where MCPs are going to be very powerful.
Definitely, there are some use cases that you have the path in, take the user from stage to stage, and you want to take that path. But there are some paths that go diverse, and it can take any turn, as Aisha mentioned. So that makes it really, really powerful for both the use cases, definitely. So we know that we've been through quite a long journey using AI. I know we've tried a couple of things. So Aisha, do you want to go over some of the things that we went through and some of the experiments that we did with AI before landing on AI Agent Builder?
Okay, so we've had task-based or task-oriented agents since last year, right? And we've seen quite a bit of success in that, especially when we talk about cases like template test data extraction. It has been quite popular. We now have a lot of customers using it as well, right? And so, I mean, I'm pretty sure Hasham has faced a similar thing where we tried to take those task-oriented agents and try to create conversational agents with it,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, agents that needed a bit of conversation interaction with the user, but we realized that didn't really sit well. So then you can say that was one of the things that pushed us or was an impetus for us to build this towards having conversational agents or having a way for user to interact with the agent itself.
yeah.
Hasham, yeah.
So instead of running it from like start to end, now we can take in inputs, we can decide based on top of that, and the decision doesn't even have to rest with us. The LLM can decide. It can see what the situation is, what it's doing, what it needs to do next, and based on that, it can make a decision. Oh, hey, I need this input, I require this. Next, I'll execute this, and it can work itself.
So the platform that we currently have enables the LLM to explore and exploit that ability to its fullest, right? That is something we were missing last year. Right? Again, as I said, last year the kind of task-oriented agents we had have been very popular. They're still very popular. But when you dive a bit deeper into more, let's say, conversational agents or agentic agents for that matter, you need to have a kind of framework that lets the LLM explore its full potential. So that's what we have right now.
One previous limitation which I also faced was that we couldn't build external functionalities. So let's say I'm building like a custom function or something like that. I didn't have the ability to give that to my LLM, maybe like as a tool or like to call a function to execute something. But now I can, and that's really brought up the power to like a next level, to the extent that I can maybe run my data artifacts. I can maybe use a data model which I have in my catalog and execute something on that. Uh, I can even build like custom functions, like maybe a calculator of sorts or something like that, even connect to external APIs. And to be able to give all of that power to the LLM, I feel like adds a whole nother level to what capabilities it has, and like what it can do.
I may be talking about the test cases again, but I would still emphasize on that a bit. That I guess one of the things that I have noticed, and when we were working with our prospects and customers, was that we have to be so much involved during the prompt building and prompt optimization stages, because when we were actually creating it prior to it, we didn't have a framework where we could test that rigorously, test our prompts, test our agents rigorously, right? So I guess the ability to have that in place now, that would definitely help us, reduce the amount of effort that we put right then and there with the prospect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sounds really interesting. Seems like we're solving a lot of different orchestration problems and plugging in all the different connectors that Astera offers. So moving on to the visual flow designer, how does the visual drag and drop works, and how do you actually build the agent builder? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So yeah, like I mentioned previously, I am a very visual person. I wanted something which had nodes, and to be able to build the graph through a visual flow rather than through the code. So I feel like graphs should be made visually. So that's kind of what we wanted to focus on. And I realized that some people might not like that. Some people are very script oriented. So we've also given those capabilities. You can go in, you can customize the code for each of the nodes, and we have given the users the entire power of Python. So they can import their external libraries, their tools, and they can leverage even different LLMs. So now you have the ability to connect to multiple LLM providers. We've integrated all of the popular ones in the market right now. So you have the entire power to connect to all of those.
And I guess again, since we've been talking about Python too, so we've taken that Python, as I mentioned previously as well, it's a very powerful framework, right? So we understand the ability that it gives, the flexibility that it gives, and how most of the users, the current AI users, are accustomed, as well as are kind of familiar with using Python to build these kind of AI agents. So we've brought that into our framework as well. So now you can get the best out of Python as well as the visual functionality that we're giving it to you.
Yeah, integrating Python, that makes it very powerful, and it makes it familiar to the users that have been using Python for AI for a very long time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aisha, and we will see you next time.